Hey Lando, great to see you here. McLaren could win the Constructors this weekend. Firstly, how confident are you in that happening? And secondly, what does it say about, I suppose, the journey the team has been on, given we're saying that in round 17?
Sure. I'm reasonably confident. I think we're in this position now because of how strong we've been this year. So I'd be wrong not to have any confidence that we're going to have another good weekend. But like we saw last weekend out, that it's still possible. People can be close and beat us, especially on these kind of street circuit, and low downforce tracks. We know there's some of our not as strong tracks. I wouldn't say we have any weak ones, but definitely some of the not so strong ones. So we'll see. We struggled. Oscar won here last year, but we certainly didn't have the pace to win. So that's why it was such an impressive win last year. Excited for that to see what we can achieve. But also, for the team to be here so early on in the season and already trying to wrap up a championship is a pretty huge achievement. It's if we can do it this weekend, I think a record. For many years. I thought it was like 1988 or something. But obviously there's more points now than ever before and all those things, so I don't know how much it really means, but for us, if we can get two in a row, it's everything we work towards as a team. It's what all the guys and girls back in MTC work towards, so it's a great thing for me and for us, but for the team and everyone who's behind the scenes, it's this is their life, so if we can, between Oscar and myself, achieve it this weekend, then it'll be a wonderful thing.
What would you say has been the key factor in McLaren's rise to the very top over the last 2 years?
I think two drivers who respect the team and not selfish, and I think that's something you don't really have anywhere else. And also the people, Andrea, Zach. Andrea for me is one of the biggest parts. Like if I had to point my finger in any direction at one thing, it's Andrea. I think he's been the biggest part of it all. But Andrea has been part of our team for many years, so I guess it's not just saying it's him, but his understanding of people, his understanding of a team, how the team should operate, how to get the most out of people. We have a lot of new people in the team, but it's not just because of them. We also have a lot of old people and people that have been part of McLaren for many years. That in fact have almost been the bigger part of some of it. So, Andrea and his understanding of people sounds simple, but it's not.
Hi Max, good to see you here in Baku, and obviously congratulations again for what happened in Monza. What are the hopes here around this circuit, and is it too early to say Red Bull might be back?
Let's wait and see. I don't know myself. Monza was of course a great result for us. Big boost for everyone, and I'm excited to be here, see how competitive we can be on this track. It's very difficult to tell. Also with our car, I think we made some good steps forward, but we have to wait how it will behave on a track like this, which is of course very different, to Monza.
I think I remember Helmut saying after Monza that a lot of the mechanics were kind of guided by yourself for the feel of the car out on track. Is there a way to kind of explain to people what that change is like within the garage, and will you be applying a similar method here?
Well, every track, has different demands, but I think for us it's just important to try and have a bit more of a stable weekend, not go too much left and right with the setup. And that's what we will try and achieve again here.
Talking about the specific track here in Baku and this longest straight of the season, we want to know what is your approach on overtaking, defending, and also and especially on the unique restarts. How tricky is it when you are leading a restart here?
Good question. I haven't led that much in a restart here. It's so difficult to know, but it is a difficult track. It's very low grip, always quite dirty in the beginning. So the track is really ramping up a lot throughout the weekend. A lot of 90-degree corners. So it's a very different technique, I think, that you need to do compared to some other tracks in terms of driving. But we'll see. I have no idea how competitive we are going to be. Of course, I hope that we are, but we'll see tomorrow how it will go. And just honestly go from there. Try to find a bit more pace in the car. Hopefully a bit of a weekend like Monza, just not having to do too many things to the car and just build throughout the weekend.
Thank you. So Max, looking at this season, we're all like dead, but then there's drivers that have time to do Nordschleife more than once. I wanted to know how excited you are to get back there. How was it? The feeling, the mood.
It was nice. I like racing in general, also outside of Formula One. I knew that if I wanted to get my permit, I needed to do that race. And we just went about it. It was all organized very well. They were all very helpful as well from the organization side. Every lap that you do around there, the Nordschleife is a different kind of experience. So for me, it was still very useful, even though, of course, people say, the car is down-tuned and it must be very boring. Of course, the car is not the most exciting car to drive, but I look at it in a different way. You try to then focus on other things that might be useful in the future when you go there with a proper car, like a faster car. I had fun. It's a nice environment to be in. It's a bit different to Formula One, and I don't mind it.
We had a chance to talk to Helmut after Monza, and he said that you might have found a solution in the car that could be really good for the future, for the next races. He didn't say what the solution was. What I'm asking is if you want to say what the solution was, or if you're actually confident that you can step it up and be closer to McLaren.
I think we need a few more races to fully know if that is a nicer way forward. I think what we always try to aim for is just a bit more of a stable balance. Our car has been always a bit difficult to just through the corner have a nice balance, a bit more predictable, I would say. That's what we found in Monza, and I hope that we can just carry that momentum forward.
Hi Charles, good to see you here. Was it the last 4 poles here are yours? So you evidently go well around this track. Where do you see yourself and the team, and what the pecking order might be like this weekend?
I mean, McLaren will be the team to beat. Red Bull in Monza have been very, very impressive with Max. I think they've probably found something and brought new things to the car that made them do a big step forward. So I think they will also be up there with McLaren. I think we'll be behind them. But it's a track I particularly like, and that in which I've been performing particularly well in qualifying on one lap. Then in the race, it's a bit more difficult to hide the true performance of the car, but we'll do our best and see what's possible.
What are the challenges that this track kind of presents to you, and I suppose the difference between one lap and over a race distance?
I mean, over one lap with the new tyres, sometimes it can hide a little bit the weaknesses of a car, but then in the long run, when degradation kicks in, that's really where it's difficult to hide then the weaknesses of a car. So but the biggest challenge of this track is the wall. I mean, it's a very challenging track for that. Every city tracks are difficult, but this one with the castle part, it's very narrow, it's up and down as well in this particular part, and you can make a lot of lap time. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I love this track.
Good luck, Charles.
Thank you.
Hi Charles, you have this outstanding record here of 4 pole positions when no one else has more than one. Is that something that you have in mind coming to this week? You feel you really like the track, or is it something that comes natural to you for whatever reason here?
It comes natural. I feel like I'm quite strong normally in city tracks, and here maybe there's something else as well that makes it particularly strong for me. But it's it's a good feeling to come back here. I know that normally I'm strong here. However, it doesn't change my mindset going into the weekend. It's always the same preparation, and I try not to look too much at the past. But it's definitely a track I enjoy driving, and for that I'm looking forward to more.
Hello.
Hello.
You say you might be the 3rd fastest car, and I suppose in Monza you were, but you were closing so much on the McLarens that they got themselves involved in this situation where they were so terrified of being undercut by you. Or was it overcut? No, it was undercut.
No, undercut.
Undercut, that they kind of messed around, and then there was a slow pit stop, and that led to them putting the order, which a lot of people are interested in. So in the races, when maybe tyre degradation is not a factor, you're really challenging the McLarens. No, I don't think so. I think they went super long just for hoping for a safety car, for something to happen, and then they will have a tyre advantage against Max. But otherwise, I think they had kind of the same pace as Max. That's what I think. But I think they went
very much suboptimal to go and hope for a safety car, which never happened. So yeah, I don't think the gap was that small with them, and I mean, they are the team to beat at the moment. Red Bull seems to have brought something very, very good in Monza, and Max obviously did a great job as well, and that meant they had a great pace. So for that reason, I think these are the two teams that are by definition stronger than us at the moment. And Mercedes, we never know. I mean, it's a bit up and down, a bit like us at the end, and so yeah, we'll see. But it's a track I love, and for that I'm still confident we can do something great.
Hi Lewis, lovely to see you. Kind of two-part question. I mean, first off, what are the challenges you're expecting to face at this circuit this weekend, but also bearing in mind the scenes in Monza, the Tifosi? I don't know if that's kind of serves in your mind as like the perfect energizer to keep driving to deliver for that fan base, both in the short term and the long term.
Yeah, I mean, driving in front of the Tifosi is just there's a lot of energy that weekend, so it was very special. Weekend I won't forget. And then this weekend, a much different car that I've ever driven here before, so I'm excited to see how that feels and how I can, what I can get from it.
Thanks, Lewis.
In what way different?
What?
Doesn't have the mechanical grip? Does it have a different kind
This
of
car?
grip? Yeah.
This car, yeah, it's got a lot different. It's got a lot more mechanical grip, I think.
It's got a lot more than
I think it's
than
got
the
more,
Mercs.
more mechanical grip. It's a lot softer
Okay.
than the cars I've driven
Well,
in the
that
past.
should be good. That should be good here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Oh, interesting. So you're thinking of carrying on, because it's been a positive momentum since summer break, hasn't it? You think just keep rolling that on. Can you see a podium or even a win in the flyaway races?
A win is a bit far-fetched considering I've been 6th, 7th and 8th for most of the season. I would love to get a podium for the team at some stage. Charles has had 4 or 5 of them, so I feel optimistic coming into the weekend. I feel like I've found a couple things, and now I need to work on extracting them. So I really hope that this weekend can be the start of that.
Hi Carlos, good to see you here in Baku. I think I was reading before that of the 19 races, sprint and Grand Prix that you've been doing this year, 11 of them have had incidents, be it technical problems, collisions. Does that kind of sum up how the year has been for you, and what's it like trying to break that cycle?
Yeah, I didn't know that statistic, to be honest. I haven't gone into that level of detail, but it's quite a telling number, no? 11 out of 19 of things that have definitely affected our final result. Definitely I've never had a year like that ever in my career, so it's a bit of a new experience for me. I think in the life of an athlete or the life of a racing driver, you always go through better years than others, and this one definitely has been a challenging one. But aside from that statistic, pace has been good all year. The adaptation to the team is very good, and also the way I see the team developing towards next year brings me a lot of encouragement, and we always knew 25 was going to be a bit of a gap year.
And in terms of this weekend, like you say, the pace has been good. Does that give you hope that this weekend might be a strong one for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you look at the track profile, it could be a good circuit for us. When you look at the history of how difficult tire prep has always been in Baku, then it's definitely something that concerns us going forward into the weekend. So good circuit, but also a very tough circuit to get the tires working, which we know is one of our main weaknesses. So let's see what comes out winning.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you.
They say well done Baku, but coming here it's got to be well done Williams, well done Carlos, and well done your team management, because for only the 4th time they've done a successful right to review. You've got your penalty points back. Do you feel that's some justice served?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty convinced after the race that it was obviously a mistake or a lack of judgment, and I'm very glad that the FIA has had the resources and the possibility to change that. I think it says a lot about the incident itself, but also about how far also the FIA have come in terms of analyzing those incidents and being able to how do you say in English, to rectify a decision. It's not very common, it's true, but it shouldn't be, because it's not like we all want to change and challenge every possible decision that is made by the stewards. But I think in this case it was so obvious to everyone that it had to be analyzed, and I'm glad the FIA had the mechanism to do it. And moving forward, the only thing that I advocate for, I think, is permanent stewards. I think it's something that would help in this kind of cases, and keep working as a group to try and see how we can keep helping the FIA to improve in the judgment of these decisions.
I want to talk about this unique long straight on that track, and we want to know how you approach overtaking and also defending here, especially on that track.
Yeah, it's been one of the best circuits for racing, I think, over the calendar in recent years, and it's always offered some exciting races. Not a big fan of the layout itself because all the corners are the same. It's a straight and a 90-degree corner, which is, as a driver, is not a lot of fun. But the fact that you have the walls close to you and the speeds are so high and the downforce is so low, it means it ends up being an exciting track, and it offers good overtaking, and that turn one there's always good racing.
Alex, good to see you.
Thank you.
Another strong performance last time out, obviously, and that's 2 strong points finishes on the bounce. Does all of that kind of give you hope that it could be 3 on the trot here in Baku?
I think it has the recipe to be a good weekend for us. I think it's a track that suits us. Low downforce again. It should be okay. I think the main thing for us is qualifying. Can we get the tyres to work? We struggled the last 3 races to get them to work, but if we can do that, we should have a good race.
Mm-hmm. And a stat that's obviously been doing the rounds the last couple of weeks, 86 points for Williams so far this season,
sure, yeah.
So more than the last 7 seasons combined. What does that say in terms of the journey that the team is on, and what's maybe the key improvement you've seen in your time with the team?
Well, firstly, I would say there's so much talk about next year's car that I think we kind of surprised ourselves with the step that we made this year. But it shows that the car went in the right direction. We've had really strong races. Our race pace this year has been what's set us apart from the midfield, and I'm loving it. Yeah, I think obviously with James and everyone at the board, the work that's been done, it's been every year making progress. Last year was maybe the one year where we didn't make progress in terms of results, but we did in terms of the foundation of the team, and then this year we've really kind of shown that and done maybe the biggest step of all of them. And really proud.
You are having an amazing season
Thank
so
you.
far, but Baku, it has also been good for you in the past.
Yeah.
What can we expect? What can you achieve this weekend?
Yeah, it's maybe driving wise not my best track, but I think the car is good around here. So I don't see why we shouldn't score good points this weekend. I think the biggest talking point for us as a team is qualifying. I've seen the last few races we really struggled in qualifying with the tyres. And this track is one of the hardest tracks to get the tyres working properly. So let's see. If we can qualify well, I think it's going to be a nice race for us. Low downforce, and these 90-degree corners we always do well. So yeah, let's see.
Hi Isaac, good to see you. It was another great race for you last time, coming back from that pit lane start, and you were rightly very proud of that. Does the performances that you've shown very recently kind of give you hope that there's more points on the board here in Baku?
Yeah, definitely. We're in a very good momentum so far, but Baku is just it's kind of a one-off. The track is strange. We don't know if it's going to suit us or not. It wasn't the case last year, so we'll see, but for me there's no reason why not.
It's obviously very congested in that midfield pack right now. Points are really, really close as well in the table. What's the motivation like in the team to try and claw as many points and positions as possible for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, it's such a fine age between like being out of the points and being on a podium. So it's so tight. We just cannot we can't afford any mistakes, and we need to be smart in our approach heading into qualifying. But yeah, I think the car has everything to be in the top 10, both cars.
Is this a big weekend ahead? Are there any announcements that are coming that we should know about you?
No.
Do you know where you're driving next year?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay, there's a lot of paddock rumour that the deal is done and that you will be driving alongside Max next year. I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I think it's very funny.
Why do you think it's funny?
Because I didn't sign anything, so...
Okay, so it's just people guessing or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you need to sign particularly, or do you just get told where you're driving next year?
I think both. Actually, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll leave that one go. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi Isaac, how are you? Of course, it's been an amazing season for you. The results speak for themselves. So it's normal that there's this kind of rumors in the paddock or social media.
Yeah.
Do you like that you are in the middle of the rumors, or does it bother a little bit?
I couldn't care less.
Doesn't affect you in any way, right?
No. You think when I'm in the car, you think I'm thinking about these rumors in the paddock. Like I have other problems to deal with, so no.
Merci.
I'm fine, thank you.
Isaac, sorry, I need to continue on the topic. If it was on your hands, where would you rather drive next year?
I mean, the goal has always been to be a Red Bull driver since I've signed for Red Bull. I've signed in the Red Bull junior team, so I think it's quite clear.
Do you know when they're going to make the decision?
Yeah, it's always been decided for me, at least at the very end of the season. And I think it makes sense because there is 8 races to go, so I need to keep pushing. So yeah.
Fernando, I know it was a disappointing end in Monza to the weekend, but you tend to go well around here. So how are you feeling for Baku this weekend?
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, Baku, has some challenges, in terms of being a street circuit, quite windy sometimes. The track keeps evolving the whole weekend. So yeah, looking forward. It should be an interesting weekend. Let's see if we can score points.
You have been always really strong here. What can we expect now this weekend from the team? You have been improving a lot on the past races.
Yeah, curious to see how we can perform. In the past has been a good track for us, but every year seems to be a little bit different. Track is full of challenges. All the walls are very close. The track is in a constant evolution, so you never get the same track in any session. There is even a little bit of risk of rain, so that could be a very interesting Baku. So looking forward, we have to be very focused. This is a circuit that you cannot afford any mistake because the walls are there. So we need maximum concentration.
What are the hopes? What's the targets? Where do you think Haas are going to be in the pecking order out here?
Yeah, I mean, the team had a great result last year. They were going to be scoring double points. They were very close to that. So, the aim is going to be to try and fight hard and try and build our weekends, very strongly. It's important here, like Monaco, to try and build, a strong car, laps after laps, run after run. So, trouble-free day tomorrow is what we are aiming, and then we will see where we exactly position.
About this track, we have this narrow corner, it's a narrow part of the track. It's actually the narrowest part of the whole calendar.
Yeah.
Can you describe, from all your experience, what is the most difficult thing and most challenging thing in that part?
I think the most challenging part is definitely the first left, of that part, where the castle is.
Yeah.
Because it's a corner where there's a lot of lap time to gain if you push the entry very hard, but it can be very easy to lock up the front tire and then touch the outside of the corner, and then you clip your inside wheel, a bit like what happened to Charles. So hopefully it won't happen to me, but you never know. If you push the limit there, that's the limit of it.
The FIA went back on Carlos's penalty from Zandvoort.
They went back?
They went back on it. They've
really?
given him the penalty points back. Williams won. So
I was not aware of that.
Okay,
please.
yeah, they were successful in their right to review.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering, there were a few penalties in Monza. I wonder whether you would echo what Carlos was saying, that some people want permanent stewards, or at least helping the FIA with some penalties out there, because there are a few in Monza.
I've replied to the written media about it earlier, but it's not an easy topic. We travel 24 races. Of course, I'm doing every race, and I know how impeding can be. But you guys journalists are not there at every race. Some of you are, but not all of you, and it is difficult, for everyone to keep following. Some teams are switching, engineering team, engineers, mechanics. They have 2 teams to be able to support, the whole year. So it's not an easy task, and the important for sure is for us to be understanding completely the rule, what they are expecting from us. But yeah, I didn't know about the Williams case who won. For me, the rule was very clear. Is basically now you can push people from, if you are ahead at the apex, you can push them and they can't go around the outside, which is what drivers have discussed and what we wanted to happen. We've worked with FIA for that to happen, so we can't really complain about it now. It was very unfortunate what happened with Liam and Carlos. It can show a little bit of a weakness of how it's written. I agree. But yeah, at the end of the day, we know how to work with the rules. That's the rule, and the penalty was there. Even if it was wrong and it's been reviewed, it was wrong. But that's how it's been written, and we have to work with it.
Hi Gabby, good to see you here in Baku. Obviously another great point scoring result last time out of Monza. So bearing that in mind, what are your hopes here and what challenge does Baku give you as a driver?
Well, it's definitely one of the most difficult circuits of the year. Low down for street circuit, I believe it's always tough. Hopefully we can be fighting for the positions we have been fighting in the last races. Fighting for points feels good. And I think it's always, a boost of confidence for the team, for myself, when we have a real thing to fight for, like points.
Yeah, and you mentioned the points there. It's obviously so close. I think 8 points between yourself and 8th, Aston in 6th. How much of that is a motivator for you, for the rest of the team, to really finish the rest of this season on a high?
Well, it's a motivation, but it's clear. If we do our job well done and we deliver the results we need to deliver, we are going to be there. But it all depends on the performances we can pull on the track, maximizing everything we have, the package, the car, the driving side. And if we deliver all of this, I believe we can be fighting with them, and hopefully we achieve this position.
This weekend with the long straights, if we look at the setup and those combination between long straights and this twisty, narrow sector, how difficult and how tough is it setup-wise, but also concentration-wise, to get everything right, especially in qualifying?
It's difficult. Obviously, when you have low downforce and street circuit like this, it's always tough. Low grip as well. Here is a very low grip. We only have Formula 2 driving with us, so to clean the track as well, it helps us a bit, but at the same time, the track only keeps improving, so you also need to adapt a lot through the weekend. And yeah, I believe it's a very tricky one, but it's very enjoyable for sure.
Hey Yuki, good to see you. Obviously a great weekend for the team and for Max in Monza, and there's been a lot of talk about the setup that Max went for and the success there. Is there anything that your side of the garage can learn from what happened in Monza that you can maybe apply to the streets of Baku here?
No, I think also myself was a pretty good race weekend apart from the long run. Short run we were there. Went through Q3 and I was consistently close to Max, which is good. And good news is flow is working for him. That what he introduced from that Grand Prix, and that things made able to go different setup that he went. I didn't have that fully confidence with my setup that while going his setup, but I think he put it all together. So it's good that as a team, as I can tell, as the mood is there and mood is going back, everyone feeling energetic and very motivated. So just keep pushing and work on the things that I can improve at, and that's it.
Do you feel like you're getting closer to that, I suppose, perfect setup that you can be fully confident in?
I mean, I know the setup that I like, and how do you say? It just matter of how to make it work in both short and long run, but I think it's getting there, especially short run. So it's just more focused, put more efforts in the other side of the run in the long run, and just have to put it all together. And working on it really hard and to prepare into this race week as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Of course, these last few weeks have been a lot of rumors regarding your seat for next year. It's curious because the last few years you were on the other side of the rumors, and now, after just 10 or 12 races in the team, the rumors are in the other direction. Today, Isaac, Liam, and even Pierre talked about it. Do you think that these rumors have come very early this season? Because it's been just a few races for you in the team.
I don't know what rumors you're talking about.
That maybe you're not going to continue as Max teammate for next year.
Okay.
Do you think you're still on time to get that position?
I just only focused on what I can do. Even the situation last year, I was just only focused on my performance, and I was saying, if I remember correctly, I was saying exactly the same thing. So it doesn't matter rumors. Because rumors is rumors. It's not a fact. So let them enjoy the rumors, and I'll just stick on it anyway.
Hey Ollie, good to see you here in Baku. Just to ask you about sort of your emotions going into this weekend, because obviously it's a special place where you made your Haas debut last year. What are the hopes for this weekend, but with that added sort of wholesome feeling, I suppose? What does it feel like?
Yeah, it's a good feeling to be back here. You know, I made my first race here with Haas. I made my debut full weekend. It was my first time actually doing a lot of sessions. You know, I'd done the race obviously in Jeddah, but this was the first time with a bit of warning, a bit of preparation, and honestly it was a good weekend. I had a decent qualifying, narrowly missing out on Q3, and then we finished in the points as well. So it was an overall positive weekend for myself and for the team, and that gives me a good feeling coming back 1 year down the line.
Mm-hmm. And I have to ask about the penalty point situation, as it's 10 now that you're on after Monza. Does that kind of affect the way that you go into the next few races, or is it not something you're really thinking about?
Yeah, definitely something that I have to take into account. It's a shame to be at this point, but yeah, just have to have a few clean races for the next few.
10 penalty points, as said. But talking about the racing guidelines, are they working? They supposed to work, and are they clear to you, or would they need some changes still?
I mean, we have a meeting towards the end of the year with all the drivers and the stewards, and I think it's annoying to be governed by these guidelines, which I feel are quite vague in some areas and quite specific in others. And you know, with my incident in Monza, I felt like I was pretty hard done by, but the guidelines state that I don't deserve any space on the inside in that specific scenario, which in my view is a bit harsh. Of course, I'm biased towards myself, but I think a lot of people will agree and say that that was quite a harsh scenario.
About this weekend, with those long straights, but also that narrow, twisty sector, everyone is always saying it's difficult to get the compromise in setup. How you experienced it last year, of course, when you made your debut here for Haas. How tough and difficult is it to find that compromise in setup and also in confidence in qualifying?
Yeah, it's tough. Of course, you want the maximum straight line speed. There are a lot of very long straights on a track like this, but it's very low grip and a lot of low speed corners too. So, of course, the trade-off is maximum straight line speed while still being confident in those low speed corners. Hopefully, we get the right trade-off this weekend, but it's very tough to make a compromise, and usually going into qualifying, going into the race, you know that you're giving up something, whether it's the top speed or the cornering confidence.
Franco, there have been some tricky recent races, but this race last year was your career best finish with the P8. What are your expectations going into this weekend?
I mean, they are, I think, start from zero again. We will try to maximize the package that we have, try to make the most out of it, and then let's see the result. But of course, that we've been at some tracks that we knew were on a struggle as a team. There has been some tricky performance, and we always try to make the most of the car, and the team is pushing in the right direction. There is some limitations that we know we have, and we are struggling with them a little bit. So yeah, we will just stay focused on this weekend now and try to make the most of the opportunities that present, and try to have a clean weekend.